Support files are now connected, which means that all drawings and collaborators in an Autodesk Docs project can now share one set of support files. So what are connected support files? Those connected support files allow AutoCAD to locate dependencies such as fonts, plot styles, templates, and other support-based files based on the configuration defined for an Autodesk Docs project. This is in addition to your normally handled standards that you hard code into your options. And connected support files are project aware, and they are linked to the Autodesk projects or Autodesk Docs project they belong to. AutoCAD finds the necessary support files for drawings in an Autodesk Docs project without requiring configuration for each AutoCAD installation. So during the setup of these support files for an Autodesk Docs project, AutoCAD creates a folder named .autodesk.support. Autodesk searches that support folder in its subfolders, and it's all of the subfolders. And this can be further extended by adding other support file locations across multiple projects. Personalized locations and settings can also be added as needed. So with the onboarding experience, so when you open a drawing stored in an Autodesk Docs project that has not been configured for project-aware support files, you have the option to set up the project for that drawing. To set up project-aware support files, display the options dialog box and then click the Files tab and then Setup. And you will see that you have now project settings, your personalized settings, and then underneath are your classic AutoCAD settings. So new and new drawing templates. So if your drawing template is in Docs, you can actually tell it to use that. So when creating a new drawing, AutoCAD uses the drawing template location specified in the project settings in which you last worked. AutoCAD uses the drawing template location from the user profile if you last worked on a drawing that's not set up to use project-aware support files. And there's also enhanced support file searching across all specified support file search paths. Opening drawings from the same Autodesk Docs project locates and includes support files without any additional setup. And there's a new system variable called project-aware. It just simply, when it's on, it informs the user or developer of the project path state of the current drawing. And if you turn it off, you won't see that information at all. Now, a couple of things you need to be aware of. These things are not in the Autodesk documentation. These are things that I have found myself. So if I copy a drawing from a connected project to another connected project, either by File Explorer or copying using the ACC or the Autodesk Construction Cloud website, it will make the copied drawing see both the new project that you copied it into and the old connected files and the old project connected files. So be aware of that. Saving the files outside of an ACC project will trigger a warning to remove the connected project settings. So if you save a drawing out of ACC, and you save it to your local desktop, you will need to save the drawing to the selected location, and it will strip all of those project-aware settings, and you'd have to reset them if you put that drawing back into a ACC project. One other thing to be aware of is if you're using an ACC project template and set any of the locations using the Add a Location buttons, the project template location will follow when you set up a new project. So if your users do not have access to that project template, in other words, in this particular scenario here, I set up a Ryan Solution Center template, and that's where my template is pointing to. If you have a user that does not have access to that template that you use to set up your project, the functionality is going to be disabled and they will not be able to change any of those settings, and it will follow. So those are the two real big pitfalls of going connected projects and using a project template for setup. So just wanted you guys to be aware of those. With that, we're going to do just a little demonstration here. So what I have here is I have an ACC drawing. This one is simply on my C drive. It's not set up, right? So I can see that this one's in my working folder right here. It's not set up. And if I go into options, there's no project aware, nothing at all. If I go to this ACC drawing, which is in my ACC standard setup, and I go to my options, you'll see that this one is now project aware because I've gone through the process of setting it up, and you're going to see that my plot styles and my template are here. There's my template. There's my default template for QNew. And if I had trusted locations, like if I had list routines, things like that, I could put them in here. You can add tool palettes. I strongly recommend at this time not to put tool palettes up in your project unless absolutely necessary, just because there is a delay in pulling information down. And I have not tested the robustness of getting that in and out correctly. But I wanted to point this to you. So what I did was that I copied this ACC drawing, the same one right here. I just copied it up to the website right here that I already have a drawing set up in. And because this drawing was not set up previously, but I copied it into a folder that has the setup, it immediately inherits the setup from the drawing that is set up. Follow me so far. So, and this particular one is in my project files. This is my standards template. This is the one I set up in Docs. This is my template set up here. And if I go into options here, this is the one that I created a new project from. So my ACC standards template here, but what I want you to see is my template settings still point back to my Ryan Solution Center template. Again, this is one of those things you have to be careful of if you're using ACC and project standards. So that's what I wanted to cover here. It's pretty simple to set up. Basically, if you're in an ACC drawing and I go back into options, I can pretty much set up anything here. So if it automatically knows where I'm at, automatically knows this information. I can absolutely come in here and add a new location. It's going to default me to my Docs project, and it's going to allow me to add additional information. So in here, if I have any other pieces in here, I can add them as support paths.